Let's go ahead and drive, get going on this bad boy. Now this is another track that I've raced previously in the Toka series. I've had quite a few runs on Donington. It's a very enjoyable track. I'm gonna have to get a little bit used to it, and we have 15 minutes, looks like, to get used to it. I'm wondering which version of the circuit. Is this the okay. Car wanted to snap a little bit away from me there. Got this long, kind of winding S section. I've taken this flat out before. It's interesting. Comes down here into this right-hander. We have a left-hander that goes up to kind of hard right-hand turn here, coming up the top of the hill. And another right-hander after that. There we go. Oh my goodness, the bloom from that sun. We were driving right into the sun there. My eyes, I can't see anything. And we got this big long straight. Now if we're taking the short version, we'll have a chicane that goes to the right and then the left. Or we got the long version. Yeah, I could see I'm already turning left there. So I think we're good to go. We don't have to go to the left at this point. This is the kind of I guess the old configuration, so to speak, because there's a new section that you go left and you have like another long straight into a hairpin, and you come back around, go through another hairpin to the end there. So let's see if we can put up a good time. Take that a little too fast. Have to slow down a little bit through that corner. Keep that in mind in the future. Turn down here, we'll should brake a little bit. Tires are skidding, not the best. We can use a little bit of speed on that. Also, our tires are cold. If you take a look on the speedometer over there, where the tachometer is as well, right next to the fuel, you can see there are 4 little blue squares, and I believe those are the tire temps. So we do want to run a few laps and get them up to temperature here. It is rather cold in England. Tires don't have as much grip when they're cold as when they're warm. So that's why if you ever watch NASCAR or IndyCar during the caution period, you'll see them kind of do this thing where they weave back and forth. All they're really doing is trying to get heat into the tires so that they have the grip for the restart, so they don't spin their tires out, and then you lose traction, you lose acceleration, and other people are able to pass you. Plus, it helps with handling. It just helps with grip overall if you have the tires warmed up a little bit. And I don't think we have the opportunity to have like tire warmers like they do in F1, where if you've ever seen these things, they basically wrap the tires in these heated electric blankets, I guess would be the best way to describe them. And they keep the tires really warm. And right before they go out and run, they take the tire warmers right off, and away they go. You know, there's no waiting. There's no kind of pause in the action where it's like, okay, maybe we can wait a little bit. You take the tire warmers off the tires, you go. You do not let any of that heat dissipate at any time. We are actually doing a pretty good lap here. Our tires are not. There's a guy going off. That's what we want to avoid, going off into the sand and gravel there, just off the left side of the turn there at Donington. Through the chicane real quick here. Almost a full second ahead. That's pretty good. Tires are starting to warm up a little bit, but I think we're going to have to run a few more laps before we can actually get them up to right temperature here. So I'm going to go ahead. We've done a few laps so far at Donington. You've got an idea how the track works. I'm just thankful we don't have to keep the brakes warm in this game too. It's just the tires. But now that we've got a few laps down, we'll probably cut ahead, see if I can find a time where I run a really fast, really good lap. I'm trying to figure out a way to pass this guy without ramming him off the road. Okay, here we go. Let's get past this guy because he's holding us up a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Alright, we got him now. Oh, he's going to go off the road. Yep, he went off. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let the tires warm up a little bit, see if we can run a fast lap, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we are now in qualifying session, and I do want to make a slight addendum to something that I said, maybe just like correction. Donington did have a Formula 1 race. It had a total of 1 races. That was the 1993 European Grand Prix. It was also the one that we just talked about him last week, but Ayrton Senna. That was the Grand Prix where he famously went from 5th to 1st on 1 lap. It was in the rain. It was 93, and he actually qualified 4th, but he fell to 5th, and he ended up passing 4 cars in a single lap to get from 5th place to 1st place in a single lap, which is incredibly remarkable. If you want to see some incredible driving in the rain, like for the most part, Senna's your guy to watch, especially his stuff from the 80s and 90s. He's just absolutely masterful in the rain. But that Donington drive, the one that he did, the 93 European Grand Prix on that first lap, absolutely amazing that he's just able to get his car under such control in such terrible conditions and pass all of these people. So, yeah, check that out if you want to see some really awesome racing. But for me, I'm going to be running some qualifying laps. I had a slow practice. I think it's because my tires went up the temperature. But the good news was I was only like a second behind all the other guys, even though I was dead last. I think the good news is I should be better here. I should not have to worry about temperatures so much because the other guys' tires aren't going to warm up quite as quickly. As long as I run some fast laps here, we should be alright. I may cut in and out of the qualifying run here as I did last time at Oulton Park, just because it's a lot easier that way for me to edit it. And there's a new best sector 1 time, so that's a very good sign. Anytime you set a best sector 1 time, you're running a very fast lap. So I'm purple, as I like to say terminology-wise. If you ever hear someone refer to a car as being purple in sector 1 or sector 2, that means they have the fastest time through that section, or if you have the fastest lap, you have said to have gone purple, because it's generally what I think FIA, is the one who color codes them as purple laps. I know F1 does, and that's kind of, especially if you watch F1, that's terminology they use. Somebody sets a fast lap, it's a purple lap, purple colored lap. Here we go. Everyone else setting new best laps, and now I've set a new best lap. Let's see if we can go purple again in sector 1. That would be good. And I actually just got past. I'm in P3 now. Interesting. So that means we're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. The car is not quite as fast as I thought it was. We are 3rd place out of 20 cars. And it's a new purple sector 1 time. That's great. This may be a thing where we're just setting fast laps all the way to the end as our Our cars warm up a little bit. The tires get into the groove. We get into the groove a little bit. There we go. Sun is blinding everybody. These guys are gonna battle it out. So that guy just spun. That's a lap wasted. Should be a. There would be a caution in that section around that corner. The best sector time. Ooh. No. Oh my goodness! I just lost that lap. That guy cut me off. That was awful. That sucked. At least I know that when push comes to shove, we could, oh my goodness, and we almost still had a fastest lap. So Nathan Day has set a fast lap. We've gone wide, and our lap time's been validated. Crap. That guy he did not get out of the way. There should have been some kind of blue flags or something. I mean, come on. Come on. Alright. It's a good sector 1 time right there. Ourselves a good position here as long as we don't screw this up. We still have traffic in front of us. A lot of traffic to deal with here in qualifying. Oh. Get a little bit loose there, but I saved it. Somebody behind us? Oh, that's the guy I just passed is behind us. Of course. A good sector 2 time here. The guy, he would not move. That was the guy that screwed me out of that fast lap too. He was kind of hogging the lane a little bit, so I had to bump him. Don't feel proud about that, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get a fast lap around this track. 129. There we go. 1.2 seconds faster. My previous best. That's great. Now we're catching this guy with the yellow stripe. I'm gonna cater him. We've only got time for maybe 2 more laps. Get out of the way, man. Oh, he's got like a darker color. He's got like a maroon to his car. A little bit slower there, but we'll be fine. I had to brake heavier so I wouldn't run into the back of him. See if we can cross him up. Yes, and he's off the track. That's what you get for getting in my way. I don't understand how we didn't have a lap invalidation there on that move, but I guess it works. Let's see if we can pick up the pace a little bit here. Get a good time going down into sector 2. No, we are slow. We are very slow. Alright. So this will be a slow lap. We'll have time for... Actually, we won't have time for 1 more lap because it stops right at 0,000. So I think we've done all we can do. I kind of don't like the fact that, it's not F1 style qualifying where if you have started your final lap when the checker goes, you get to complete it. In this case, we don't get to complete it. But we are P1 after 6 laps, so that's pretty good. My tires are not warming up for some reason. I don't know why. I do not know why. Oh, there we go. Nice! We are at P1 by almost a full second. I guess we should go race. Alright. Here we go. We are getting ready to go at Donington. Tires are actually warmed up a little bit. I guess we got some heat in them on our reconnaissance lap. So we've got 3 laps around Donington, and then that'll probably be it for this episode. Another short episode, just a 1 race kind of deal. I'm gonna go see after this episode if I can't get the M4 Cup as a race opportunity. There might just be that, yeah, since I missed the first race because I was unable to have that option, I don't get to race the Cup until next year. So it could be an option then. Alright, so go ahead and break up the hill here. How are we doing back there? Okay, so doing alright. There we go. And onto the big old stretch. We'll take the short chicane back onto the main stretch, kind of the old track. There we go. Even though Donington was supposed to get, so we're supposed to have the British Grand Prix here instead of at Silverstone, and they had a radical redesign plan for it, all of these impressive, you know, facility upgrades and everything, and then Silverstone, who was the original reason that they were going to move it is because the Silverstone facilities were really old and outdated, and it was kind of a political move, but they kind of acquiesced at the 11th hour, and they kept the race at Silverstone, and Donington got absolutely nothing. Politics, but it's a great track. I like racing the track. I haven't raced it in a while, but it's very fun. It's a very fast track. It's not too difficult, but it's very fast, where you have a lot of quick corners. You have a lot of long straights. There's not a lot of hairpins on the national circuit, which is what we're racing on. There's just that one chicane where it's kind of slow. Even that is not too slow. So we're 5 seconds ahead there on that. My tires getting cold? Am I literally driving that well that my tires are not getting enough heat in them? It was a 131 lap. There we go. So on our last lap, just kind of coming back down to the valley here. Beautiful British fields. That corner way too wide. There we go. And back up the hill into this tight right-hander. The slower points on the track. Still taking it about 50 miles an hour, but considering the speed that we're going to take a lot of these other corners at, it's relatively slow. That's about 50 as well, but I overshot that. I was very sloppy on my part. Just on this one stretch one more time. We have 2.6 gallons of gas left. Just enough to get us to the finish line here. Plus probably to have enough so we can pass post-race inspection. I don't even know if they do post-race inspection for this Cup. It would be interesting if you could like fail post-race inspection for some stupid reason. Add some RNG to the game. There we go. Nicely done. Very well done. 3 seconds ahead. Not the best, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Couple eyes, 25 points. So we have qualifying, race, fastest times, practice time. Mr. Graham went faster for some reason. Round 2, we have both wins, 50 points, up by 14 over Graham.